Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej,
And I'm Benoit.
and thanks so much for tuning in. This is more of the MultiZone Store Championship out in Gatineau.
Yeah.
So this actually is really cool. There's a dude in Ottawa. His name is Scott, and he runs like a Twitch channel called That Board Gamer. Board spelled like a board game. And he was actually also filming tonight at the MultiZone Store Championship, and he had a camera set up. And it was kind enough that we shared the footage. So I had my camera, he had his camera. This was actually kind of like a private room off to the side with like wood paneling walls, and it was dead quiet, and the audio was phenomenal. He did a really good job setting up his tech.
Nice.
So this is his camera. So we have two games going on. So the last game that you just saw, if you saw of Henny playing Nadim, this is going on at the same time.
Okay.
Across the store.
Nice.
On the left, we have Roberto. Roberto also drove up in the same car that me and Vincent did.
Yeah. Okay. So you've played Vincent so far.
Yes,
and
and
now
then
you
round
play
2, I
Roberto.
got a Roberto. So
Nice.
everyone who came up in the car, we were playing immediately. What's the point of driving an hour and a half,
Yeah,
they say. So that's good, I guess. Roberto has been on the channel before. We always end up playing, and he always plays against my max decks. That's just what happens. He is playing NEH. This is post Caligota, post Most Wanted List NEH, so it's a bit different.
But we still see a couple near Earth.
Oh
Near
yeah,
Earth is
still a lot of
uh,
near Earth. This tournament did have a whole bunch of near Earth, different variants too, which I
Yeah.
found very interesting.
Yeah.
On the right, that is me, and I am playing Max. This is the same Max deck that you saw maybe 2 games ago.
Okay.
It's running Account Siphon, Eater, Apocalypse is the real cute fun, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Roberto did a bit of a power move there. He took his playmat, or the playmat on his side of the table, and put on top of my playmat.
Establishing his
Yeah,
superiority
it's,
right now.
it's a power
like,
play at this point.
Yeah.
He claims that you need that space to be a corp because you build big servers, but
Yeah.
you know,
You're more underground as the runner.
I guess.
You're
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
thematic.
hide underneath
yeah.
all the layers.
So the main tech I have against Fast Advance is turntable,
Yes.
and that's good.
And pressure.
And
just
pressure.
Account Siphon is one of the key to shutting down Fast Advance. The thing with Fast Advance is that you need at least like 6 or 7 credit depending on the tech you're playing to Fast Advance. So if you can keep the core just below that threshold or right on top of that threshold, it's pretty good as a runner.
Yeah.
Because then you can start accessing for no credit because the ice is not res.
And if you've ever played against me in Netrunner, you'll realize that I like playing a lot of heavy pressure runners like Gabe or like Max that can pressure any server, all the remote servers usually.
Yeah.
So right now, in theory, if I had a keyhole, we could go for it. But it looks like we're just going to get a normal run, and what a good way to start a game.
Yeah, always a gamble to leave R&D open.
Astra off the top.
Yeah.
That is an
Weird.
Archangel, what has to
Okay.
be revealed, but nothing to bounce. You can't bounce an ID.
That'd
You
be
lose
crazy.
your ability.
You have to click once to reinstall, reinstate what you are.
Be pretty bad. A wraparound is going to go up on HQ, and that's actually pretty decent against Eater.
Yeah. Well, you probably play David's.
I do
like
play
most.
David. I also do play Corroder, but that'll help for the beginning. No
Yeah,
early
for sure.
siphon unless I'm lucky.
Yeah,
Turtlebacks on the table.
that's nice.
This is one of these Turtlebacks team sponsorship asset spam fast events decks. And if you've never played against them, they are really oppressive.
Yeah.
They get things up. You spend money trashing things. They come back with team sponsorship.
Yeah. I think they're less good against Wizards, but for
Yes.
the rest of the runners, pretty
Yeah.
nice. Pretty nice.
Another single access
Yo,
on R&D is
another
going to be a
access.
Beal, and that is also a swordsman, which
Ooh.
is super good include for one influence, and also
Mm-hmm.
very important that I knew that. I was really confident that that ice on R&D was the Archangel that I just
Mm-hmm.
saw, so don't install anything run. We're also throwing down the hacktivist meeting, which is the worst card to see against these Turtlebacks
Oh, yeah.
spam, because they're going to install a lot of assets and want to res all of them, and if they are, they're going to bleed cards from HQ.
Oh, they're... And it's also random card.
Random card.
Random card.
Yes.
If you could have chosen the card, that would
That'd
have been
be
okay.
a bit
but-
easier, but this is, I'm so happy that I drew
And
that.
if I remember correctly, it's any card. It's not just the first one per turn.
No, it's any card that's installed that a res that isn't ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's going to be anything. If Roberto wants to choose to spend 2 to get that pad online, things are going to be rough.
Yep.
Especially considering you see his hand and he has a Beal and an Astro in there.
Yeah, you don't want to trash a random card right now.
No, that can be rough. Without a Jackson on the table, at least. So I am pretty confident that we have that Swordsman on R&D, which is a problem for an Eater Keyhole deck. I can't remember at this time if I don't think I'm playing a Fem, but I know I'm playing 1 copy of a Mimic.
Okay.
I think I took my Fem slot out for that 1 influence and put in a Yogg instead.
Okay.
I
Yogg?
like to be able to access.
Not Yogg. Yogg is in faction.
Oh, most wanted list.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
nice.
one now. It's actually
deck building
hard.
is so hard
It's
right
got
now.
difficult,
Oh my
yeah.
my brain.
So we're gonna get that liberated count on
Yeah.
the table. 3 unresed things, assets. I hope. And I don't think they're gonna be resed yet, which really slows down these kinds of
Yeah, but
spam decks.
would you be scared as the runner that one of the card is an agenda?
I
Like,
would
you
be.
start poking?
I did.
Soon.
Even with that hacktivist meeting,
Yeah.
I did check once. I
Yeah.
think one is a pad campaign. It's nice to know. Even if I found a Jackson, I think I would.
The
trash
thing
on
is
site.
that installing activist meeting is more tempting for the corp to install an agenda and score it.
Exactly.
So now you can start resing thing because the activist meeting is out.
Yeah. We have an Eater on the table. If I want to break that wraparound, it's like a 6 or.
That's too expensive.
it's
Don't do that.
way
To access
expensive.
no cards?
No.
Don't
Well,
do it.
unless you can siphon, it might be okay.
Yeah, it might be okay.
Because hacktivist really boosts the negative strength.
for sure.
Because
Of
normally
asset?
you res all these assets to dodge the siphon,
Yeah.
and now it's gonna be a problem.
We might start seeing people playing current just to counter currents. Like
know what?
that might be something. We thought at the beginning that there was going to be current just to counter currents. But
Yeah.
right now might be true.
I'll be honest. Well, I don't want to talk too far in the future, but the
Mm-hmm.
next data pack has a current that gives the corp a bad pub, which seems incredibly good with
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
things like blackmail. And I have no doubt the meta really soon is going to shift to more corp currents
Yeah.
just to cancel out things like that. Because that card seems universally good.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think Hacktivist does do a lot of work. We do have a lot of corps in our meta that run a lot of assets.
Yeah.
Wizard becoming really popular over the last couple of weeks might have changed that a bit, but still okay.
Oh yeah. So
you know what?
It is pretty expensive, but you're
think
gonna
it's
get
totally
to
worth
trash
it.
3 cards.
Yeah, 3 cards
That's
from hand.
nice. Before the activist meeting.
Yeah, there's been no Jackson on the board so far, and even if you res that, things get a bit worse.
Because you have to trash 1 card at random before
Yeah.
using it. Ugh.
NEH has been drawing heavily, even outside of Roberto's choice, just with the installing. So I have no doubt that there's agendas in HQ. And you know what? I think I missed 2. Like, I think there's still 2 agendas. There's a breaking news
Yeah.
and an Astro in hand.
Yeah. If you would have gone lucky and get the agendas, and
Yeah.
I have a Jackson on the board, I would have resed my old board, trashed the rest of my
Yes, exactly.
just to
'cause
res
you knew they were
everything
going to
at
go
that
anyways.
point. Yeah.
But you know what? A breaking news is going to be scored, so that's going to turn off the hacktivist.
Yeah. So now res everything.
You actually don't have a window till after. I think Roberto was going to res a team sponsorship, but then realized, oh, something
Yeah,
would be
for sure,
trashed.
for sure.
But you know what? That might be fine, because something gets trashed, and then you can just reinstall it. But
Well,
if it's an agenda,
oof.
yeah.
But I would have resed everything as the corp right now.
Yep.
Like, don't wait for the runner to install another activist meeting or deja vu the
Yeah.
activist meeting. Ugh.
So it looks like I'm gonna DDoS just because otherwise I wouldn't be able to access
Yeah.
archives if there was.
And
an
you were
Ender and
lucky,
Ice.
no Jackson.
I was lucky, and this lets me also run R&D. I'm pretty sure that is an Archangel in front of Swordsman. The DDoS prevents the Swordsman res, and we are going to return something to hand. I'm at the point where I'm losing board control entirely now that Roberto can res cards. A single access is Sansan, and I know if I can't land a Siphon
Nope.
real soon,
Yeah.
I'm going to be in a real bad spot.
Uh-huh. At the end of your turn, he's probably gonna res asset or 2.
Res something, and then probably, I think, res the Sansan, and then go for the Astro in hand. And things are not going to be good. I was not able
You're at
to...
6 points though, so
Yeah.
you only need 1.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
1 point is all I
1
need.
point is all you need.
And this is the Anarch point where you just try and break your back to get a single point and
Yeah.
realize how far behind you are before it's way too late. 5 cards on the board. Once NEH starts scoring team sponsorships, things come back. And then
Yeah.
you start making money with those space turtles.
Space turtle farming.
Gets out of hand real fast. With the Archangel Eater, though, I do not have an AI to trash. So R&D technically is not going to do anything.
Right now,
besides-
it's take 1 damage and put
Yeah,
back
if you wanna
the-
res it.
That's it.
And you know what? A single
Ah,
action.
yeah, there you go. So yeah, the
Dude,
problem
Explodapalooza.
with having eyes that doesn't end the run, right?
Yeah, that's
Just
always been the
doesn't
problem with
end the
that.
run.
And you know what? I think Roberto chose not to use that Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, or that might have actually been installed later.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was aware that Swordsman was there, which was good to play around it. I was hoping that Roberto was going to bounce my liberated account so I could reinstall it and make more money, but I don't think I had the credits to do that anyways. I probably
Yeah.
should have just taken the 4 credits. But I got super lucky on accesses. I
Yeah.
accessed like 6 cards off
Well,
R&D.
maybe you run once, trash something, and run the second time.
Yeah.
So don't use your click for taking money.
Yeah.
You can run.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of money, but
Uh-huh.
I got real lucky on that. That was gonna get
That's
out
nice.
of control real fast. Well, hey, thanks
Good
so much
game.
for watching. Yeah, take
Okay.
care.
Bye.
Ciao.
Just happened. You need to protect HQ. You're right. Just happened. Your a 1-ton was not that destructive.
I got a point.
2 points. 2 points. But I had like 3 more points in hand.